All right, I am Sam Duty, and this is 3D printing in South Korea. All right, so what is 3D printing? 3D printing or additive manufacturing is a process of making three-dimensional solid objects from a digital file. And how does that work? So the creation of a 3D printed object is achieved using additive processes. In an additive process, the object is created by laying down successive materials until the object is created. Each of these layers can be seen as a thinly sliced cross section of the eventual object. That's from 3dprinting.com in 2020. And basically, what that means is material is heated up and fed through a hot glue gun like machine that follows inputs based on the model given through the computer. And models are printed from the ground up using the aforementioned layering technique. So, who is using 3D printing? 3D printing is used by many different people, both professionally and unprofessionally. Uh, though, for the most part, it is used professionally. And this is due to the fact that the skill in 3D printing primarily lies in one's ability to create 3D models, as this is the backbone of the concept. So, unprofessionally, 3D printing is used by many people within their own homes. And these people can include those interested and uninterested in 3D modeling, as there are online repositories for these models just waiting to be downloaded and printed. And makes it so that anyone can print a model. And professionally, 3D printing is used by doctors, teachers, factory workers, and technicians, to name a few. And as the number of 3D printers across the world increase, the drive for technicians and mechanics for these printers also increase, making those with the technical know-how highly desired in these fields. So where is 3D printing used? 3D printing is used all around the world and can be found used in many different organizations and industries. And due to the flexibility and openness of the concept, 3D printing is used all around the world in factories, schools, and even in homes for a variety of different applications. And these could include manufacturing parts, teaching children how to use them, or simply using them for one's own enjoyment. And one of the largest current users of 3D printing technology is the medical field. And as we all know, each person's body is different, and the exact proportions and lengths matter when replacing something within. And with 3D printing, patients are able to receive 3D printed body parts that serve as prosthetics that match their exact specifications. And this opens up a whole new window to what can be done within the medical community. So, why is 3D printing used? I did a SWOT analysis on Samsung again. So, the strengths are that it's easy to use, it's quick, and uh, no more need for uh, like plastic molds. And some weaknesses could be the materials are weak, it's expensive to print, and the machines need maintenance. Some opportunities could be new parts for appliances, new repairs for appliances, and exact specifications for replacement parts and new parts as well. Um, and some threats would be the material breaks or the machine breaks. So when is 3D printing used? So the 3D printing concept as we know it today came about in the early 1980s in Japan and slowly made its way into other countries' markets, including South Korea. And at this time, 3D printers were extremely expensive and quite impractical and saw little use outside of creating scale models out of weak materials. But in the 1990s, 3D printing saw use within the industrial fields as metals were able to be printed as well. And then it wasn't until the late 2010s until the cost and availability of the technology reached consumer levels. So, again, due to the wide variety of applications that 3D printing is able to cover, it is able to be used to solve some key SDGs within South Korea. And some examples could be zero hunger, good health and well being, quality education, industry innovation and infrastructure, as well as sustainable cities and communities. And two truths and a lie. So 3D printing can print food, 3D printing can print human tissue, and 3D printing can print titanium.